This conference will now
What was
be
our last
recorded.
class?
Water quality standards, sir.
Very good, very good. Water quality criteria and standards. Very good, ma. So, who is talking? Parent is?
Anjum, sir.
Anjum, very good, right? మా మిగతా అమ్మాయిలు కూడా మా రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వాలి. ఓన్లీ రెగ్యులర్ గా ఉన్న వాళ్ళే రెస్పాండ్ అవుతున్నారు. మీరు వింటున్నారా లేదా? వీ నీడ్ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్. మిగతా అబ్బాయిలు కూడా ఎంతసేపు జ్యోతి ప్రకాష్, సుజిత్, భార్గవ్ వీళ్ళే, మిగిలిన వాళ్ళు మాట్లాడేది ఎప్పుడు చూడలే. రేవంత్ వీళ్ళే మాట్లాడుతున్నారు, రిజిత వీళ్ళే మాట్లాడుతున్నారు కొంతమంది. అందరినీ వీడియోలు ఆన్ చేసి పెట్టమని చెప్పాలి. ఇంకా ఒకరోజు క్లాస్ వేస్ట్ అయినా పర్లే. we need to know that whether you people were hearing or not. మేము ఎంతసేపు కంప్యూటర్ తో మాట్లాడుతూనే అనుకున్నా అయిపోతుంది. So what is the criteria for water quality and standards? Anyone? What is the classification? I told you to remember the one slide. If you remember the slide, you will get to know all the things. Anyone? Anyone?
Physical,
Very good.
Physical, microbiological,
biological, chemical. Very good. Excellent. Microbiological. So what is in microbiological standards? What are the things you have to look for? If you have to prove that provided water is safe and it's drinking, safe for drinking.
bacterial,
Very good. Bacterial. Which one?
bacteriological,
coliform. Coliform. Very good, Ray. Then
fecal streptococcus.
Very good. Excellent.
Clostridium
perfringens. Very good. Very good. Super. Very good. So in physical, what are the things we have to look for? Physical standards.
Turbidity, color, hardness.
Very good. Turbidity, pH, color, taste, odor. So what is by nephelometric turbidity units? For which thing you have to use it for, and what is the normal value for it? NPU. Roll number 128, Gayatri. Sony 58. అరే సాకేత్ ఉన్నావా నువ్వు?
సార్ ఉన్నా
సార్. మరి ఆన్సర్ చెప్పు
సార్.
అనేది దేనికి వాడతాము? నెఫలోమెట్రిక్ టర్బిడిటీ యూనిట్స్ అనేది ఫర్ విచ్ థింగ్ యూ హావ్ టు యూస్ ఫర్? అందులోనే ఉంది కదా, ఫర్ మెజరింగ్ టర్బిడిటీ. అందుకే చదవాలి నాన్న, ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇవన్నీ. ఈవెన్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ దిస్ కమ్యూనిటీ మెడిసిన్, ఫర్ లైఫ్ టైమ్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. If you join in any institution, medical officer, for anything, you have to check for the quality of water వాటర్, నువ్వు తాగే వాటర్ ఎంత సేఫ్ గా ఉన్నది చెక్ చేయడము everybody's responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Please go through that. Already we discussed all these things. It's an important question for an examination too. Okay, today we will discuss about what are the various housing standards in environment chapter. The housing standards were there, and that's the most important to lead a good life, both physically and mentally. Mental health, for all these things, good housing standards are very important. And previously in your first internal also the question has been asked, I think, in environment, what is the role of family? I think adana first internal role of family. In sociology also the housing is very important. Today we will get to know what are the various housing standards. That means what is the main goal, how will you define a house, or how will you define a family which resides in that house, and what are the various things we have to look in housing standards. What do you mean by setback? What do you mean by roof? How much it should be there? How much square meters it should be there? What should be the type of floor? How should be a kitchen? How should be a doors, windows? All these things we should learn. Why? Because housing standards were always important to lead good physical and mental health life. Okay, today we will discuss all this. Already it has been discussed, and it has been another revise class itself. Okay, so while coming to the introduction, the basic definition given to the house, that is all places in which a group of people reside and pursue their life goals. This you have to make a note. Group of people which reside and pursue their life goals. The size of the settlement may vary from single family to millions of people. Okay, need not to be remembered, but this thing you have to remember. All places in which a group of people reside and pursue their life goals. This is the important thing. Not very physical structure providing shelter, but also the immediate surroundings and the related community services and facilities. House ante only local maatrame kaadu. The definition of house is not only the interior, but also the immediate surroundings of the house and related community health services and facilities. That is the introduction. So what are the goals? What are the various goals of housing standards? That is shelter. It's a basic. Anyone needs house for the shelter, that is sanitary shelter, and the family life to live, for the adequate place for family activities, and access to the community facilities like health, school, shopping, place of worship, etc. And family participation in community life, that is offering help to the people who are in need, and for the economic stability and well-being of the family. These are the main goals of the family. You need to remember these things are very important for shelter, for family life, access to the community facilities, and family participation in the community life, and for economic stability and well-being of the family. And one more thing included is standard of living also depend on the housing standards. Standard of living too. Then what are the various criteria for healthful housing? Healthful housing ki undalsina criteria ఏమిటి? That is physical protection, prevention of the spread of communicable diseases, protection from hazard of exposure to the noise and pollution. Nowadays, the third point is very important. All kinds of pollution is being very much more in the community level or in the natural nature. We have to be safe or have to be protected from this all kinds of pollution, air, water, prevention of communicable diseases, noise pollution, biggest problem in our surrounding areas. For all these things, we should be protected. That is the main criteria for healthful housing. That is physical protection, protection from hazards of exposure of noise and the various pollutions, and prevention of spread of communicable diseases. Like now, what we are facing right now, corona pandemic. Then coming to the housing standards. So what are the things we have to look for? That is, you know, per capita space. What is the per capita space in a house for a person? This is an important point, have to be remembered. What is the per capita?
So 55 square. 55 square.
Somebody said 90.
55 square feet, sir.
No ma. It is 90 to 110 square meters. I mean square foot or square meters. Square foot or square meters, I think. Not 55. ఎక్కడ చూసారు 55? మానస. Now it is 90 to 110 square meters. In food, I don't know, maybe in books, in different various books they have written in various things, but you have to remember is 90 to 110. Clear? Clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, that is what is in the first point. Not limited to health criteria such as per capita space and floor space. Social and economic criteria such as family income, family size, composition, standards of living, lifestyle, education, and cultural factors. So housing standards not only help in per capita space or floor space, but also it is also helpful for social economic criteria like family income, family size, composition, standards of living, lifestyle modifications or lifestyle behavioral changes, educational factors and cultural factors too. And the standards may vary from country to country, religion to religion. And in short, they said that there is no a rigid and uniform standards are not there. Why? Because it ranges from country to country, religion to religion. Based on family income also it may differ. That is the point you have to remember. Okay, first thing you have to look in housing standard is site. So what are the various things we have to look in site? That is, it should be elevated from surroundings, independent access to a street of adequate width. ఒక స్ట్రీట్ కి ఇండిపెండెంట్ యాక్సెస్ ఉండాలి, ఇండిపెండెంట్ విడ్త్ ఉండాలి. ఓకే, అవే ఫ్రమ్ బ్రీడింగ్ ప్లేసెస్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్సెక్ట్స్, there should not be any breeding places, and away from nuisance such as dust, smoke, access to smell, access to noise and traffic. And soil should be dry, safe for foundation. These are the site standards. A place మనం బిల్డ్ చేయాలంటే ఒక హౌస్ ని, సైట్ ని ఎన్నుకోవాల్సిన స్టాండర్డ్స్ ఏమేమంటే, those are elevated from the surroundings, independent access to a street, there should not be any breeding places, and the site should be away from noises, nuisances such as dust, smoke, and whatever things are traffic also. And the soil should be dry and safe for foundation. And setback. Setback means open area around the house. That is what is called as setback. These things are very important. Should get to know. This is an important Viva question for you people in this thing, case discussion. While you write about housing things, they ask about setback. That is the open area, open space all around the house for proper lighting and ventilation. In rural areas, it is recommended that built-up area should not be more than 1/3, and in urban area, it may be allowed to 2/3. Okay, the setback should be not more than 1/3 of the house in rural areas. In urban area, it should be allowed up to 2/3 of the house built-up area. Then regarding floor. So what are the flooring standards? The floor should be impermeable and it should be easily washed and it should be kept clean and dry. Why? Because mud floor can break up and cause dust. And it should be smooth and free from cracks and crevices to prevent insect breedings. And it should be damp proof. And the height of the plinth should be 2 to 3 feet. Height should be 3 feet. That's why we do flooring. Clear? Are you able to follow? Everyone, are you able to follow?
Yes, sir.
That is regarding floor. Then coming to walls. Wall should be reasonably strong, should be having low capacity, and they should be weather resistant and unsuitable for a harborage of rats and vermin. And they should not be easily damaged, and they should be smooth. That's why painting, all these things should be done for walls. And these standards can be attained by 9-inch brick walls, plastered smooth and colored cream of. Okay, this is regarding wall. Side, just about floor. Now we are discussing about. We discussed about setback. We discussed about floor, and we are discussing about walls. Okay, okay. I told you the wall should be reasonably strong, low heat capacity, weather resistant, and suitable for harborage of rats and vermin, and they should not be easily damaged and should be smooth. 9-inch brick wall should be plastered smooth, either with color or cream. Then coming to roof, height should not be less than 10 feet in the absence of air conditioning. Why? Because for comfort. If at all air condition is not there, the height should not be less than 10 feet. Height should be within 10 feet. If at all AC is there, okay, it may be any height. It should have low heat transmittance coefficient. This is the thing you have to remember. Low heat transmittance coefficient. That is the thing you have to remember. Okay, the roof height should not be less than 10 feet in the absence of air condition. Then coming to rooms, the number of living rooms should not be less than 2, and at least one of which can be closed for security. That is what is meant by bedroom. At least 2 rooms. At least 2 rooms should be there. And kitchen include, you should not be include the kitchen. after exempting the kitchen, the minimum number of rooms should be 2 and one room should be for security purpose, and the number and area of rooms should be increased according to the size of family. That is you all people know. And then floor area. Okay, after walls and roof and this thing rooms, we will be discussing about floor area. That is living room floor area should be at least 120 square feet. Yeah, square feet for occupancy by more than one person, and at least 100 square feet per single person. Yeah, first lo cheppan kada 90 to 110 ani, it is not square meter, it is square foot. Please do remember, this is an important thing you have to be listening and you have to remembering. What is the per capita space in a home means it should be 90 to 110 square feet. And the living area, floor area should be 120 square feet. That is regarding floor area. Then coming to cubic space, unless mechanical replacement of air is provided, the height of room should be such as given air space for at least 500 cubic feet per capita, preferably 1000 cubic feet. Idanta okay, idanta for air circulation and ventilation purposes. Just remember the numbers. 500 cubic feet per capita. Then coming to the windows. What should be, how should be, and windows should be planted or provided. Unless mechanical ventilation and artificial lighting is provided, every living room is provided with at least 2 windows. This is important aspect. At least living room should be provided with 2 windows. Why? Because if at all no mechanical ventilation and artificial lighting is there, for proper lighting and ventilation, at least 2 windows should be established in the living area. Place not more than 3 feet from the living room. Ground level should not be more than 3 feet from the ground level, and the windows area should be 1/5 of the floor area. Floor area is, it should be 1/5 of windows area should be, and door combined should have 2/5 of the floor area. Amma ivanni important కాదు, all the things are in there your book itself. Okay, and you people may think that why we should know all these things. Enduk window areas and we know windows area, why should we know doors area, why should we know how many windows are there? Okay, why? Because housing standards are very, very important in prevention of communicable diseases, and moreover natural ventilation and natural lighting, all these things play very, very important role. That's why if you go for a family study purpose, if you go to a house, you will get to know all these things. Okay, that's why we are discussing all these things. Don't think that these things are not at all important to us. అలా అయితే వాడు బుక్ లోనే ఇచ్చిండకూడదు. బుక్ లో ఇచ్చాడు కాబట్టి at least they should be having some importance at any point of our life. That's why we should get to know all these things. Okay, while coming to the okay, the windows, if at all any mechanical ventilation and artificial ventilation is not there. For natural purposes, the living room should be provided with at least 2 windows, and they should be placed at a height of 3 meters from the ground level, and the windows area should be 1/5 of the floor space, and the doors and windows combined should have 2/5 of the floor space. Lightning, I already told you, the daylight factor should exceed 1% over half of the floor area, and it is a ratio of illumination at a given point exposed simultaneously to the whole hemisphere of the sky, usually taken as 500 foot candles excluding the direct light. Okay, don't remember all these things. Lighting, how will you say that whether a house is provided with proper natural lightning or not? To demonstrate that, in absence of the artificial light, in a daylight, you should be able to read a piece of paper, that is any printed material, in 4 corners of the room and the center of the room. If you people are able to read any printed material in a daylight, then you will say that the lightning is proper, lightning is there. Just remember this. Okay na? Clear? Nana, అర్థం అవుతుందా?
Yes, sir.
మిగతా వాళ్ళు నాన్న అమ్మాయిలు
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
అర్థం అవుతుందా? ఫాస్ట్ గా వెళ్తున్నానా?
No, sir.
ఫాస్ట్ గా
అర్థమవుతుంది, sir.
వెళ్తున్నా? ఓకే, so for proper lighting, you should able to read a printed material in the daylight. In absence of artificial light, you should be able to read the printed material in the 4 corners of the room and in the center of the room. Then you will say there is a proper lightning is there. Then coming to kitchen, this kitchen aspect is very, very important. Every dwelling house should be having a separate kitchen. Separate kitchen should be there. Okay, and it should be ventilated, and there should be an arrangement for storing of food, fuel, and provision should be made, and water supply with a sink to wash utensils, and floor should be impervious. These are the standards of the kitchen. The kitchen should be always separate, and it should be adequately lighted. Arrangements of storing for food, fuel should be provided. Water supply should be there with a sink to clean the utensils, and the floor should be impervious. Privy. Every dwelling house should be having a sanitary privy, that is sanitary latrine. A sanitary privy is a must for every family belonging exclusively to it and readily accessible. మా ప్రివీ అంటే బాత్రూమ్స్ నాన్న, వాష్రూమ్స్. టెర్మినాలజికల్ వర్డ్గా ప్రివీ అంటారు, సరేనా? Sanitary latrines should be provided for every living house, and it should be readily accessible with water 24 hours. And for garbage and refuse purposes, and these should be removed from the dwelling daily and disposed of in a sanitary manner. మన చుట్టుపక్కల ఎవరు చూడట్లేదులే అని గార్బేజ్ కానీ అది కానీ డిస్పోజ్ చేయకూడదు. అండ్ యూ షుడ్ నాట్ లిట్ ద గార్బేజ్. మన ఇండియన్స్ లో ఉన్న ఒక ఇది ఏంటంటే, కాల్ చేస్తే చెత్త మొత్తం నాశనం అయిపోతుంది అని. ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ 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 బ్యాడ్ థింగ్. చాలా మంది ఇంట్లో ఇప్పటికీ స్టిల్ ఫాలోయింగ్. చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళు అలాగే ఉన్నారు, చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళు అలాగే ఉన్నారు. ఇంట్లో చెత్త అంతా ఊడుస్తారు, మంచిది, బానే, ఫైన్. తీసుకుపోయి బయట వేసి కాల్ చేస్తున్నారు. No, that is in a very wrong manner. ఏదైనా సరే డ్రై గార్బేజ్ కానివ్వండి, వెట్ గార్బేజ్ కానివ్వండి, it should be separating and it should be kept in a separate container or separate garbage bags and should be handed over to the municipality people and they will dispose in a different manner. ఉంది కదా బయోమెడికల్ వేస్ట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అని, ఆ మేనేజ్మెంట్ ప్రకారం వాళ్ళు డిస్పోజ్ చేస్తారు. మనం ఇష్టం వచ్చినట్టు ఏదో కలెక్ట్ అయింది కాల్ చేస్తే మొత్తం మారిపోతుందని దాన్ని పెట్టేసి అనవసరమైన స్మోక్, అనవసరమైన డస్ట్, ఎయిర్ పొల్యూషన్, మన కళ్ళు మండడము, లంగ్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళి అది అవ్వడము, ఇట్స్ అన్ ఎంటైర్లీ రాంగ్ కాన్సెప్ట్. మీరందరూ కూడా ఎడ్యుకేట్ చేయాలి నార్మల్ పీపుల్. ఇట్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి బర్న్డ్. ఓకే, దే షుడ్ బి డిస్పోజ్డ్ డైలీ అండ్ ఇన్ ఏ sanitary manner only. Then for bathing and washing, the house should be have a safe and adequate water supply available at all the times. Okay, and the rural housings, for rural people they may not able to follow all these things, and for their purposes these are the standards were given for rural housing. That is lower standard, that is minimum 2 living rooms should be there, ample of veranda space should be there, separate kitchen always. Okay, and a sanitary latrine, it's an important one, and a sanitary well or tube well within quarter mile, 1/4 mile lone undali sanitary well for drinking water purposes. And whatever the cattle shed and whatever the living this thing animals are there, they should be 25 feet away from the open, all sides from our house, and it should be open from all sides, and adequate arrangement for disposal of wastewater, refuse and garbage. All these things should be there in rural housing. Okay, minimum 2 living rooms, ample of veranda should be there, separate kitchen should be there, and separate latrine should be there, and sanitary well or tube well within the quarter mile, 1/4. And the cattle shed should be away from the house, should be 25 feet away and should be open in all the sides. And adequate disposal of waste, refuse and garbage. So what is the association between housing and health? What happens if we keep good housing conditions, and what happens if we keep bad housing conditions? If you keep a good housing condition, you should be free from all the infections which we'll be discussing right now. From all the infections, from respiratory infections like common cold, TB, diphtheria, bronchitis, measles, pertussis, etc., corona, COVID, all these things, all the respiratory infections can be avoided with good housing standards or good housing conditions. The respiratory infections like common cold, TB, pertussis, diphtheria, etc., etc. And for the skin infections, we can protect against scabies, ringworm, impetigo, and leprosy. And rat infestations like plague, and the arthropod-borne diseases like houseflies, arthropods like houseflies, mosquitoes, fleas, and birds. Okay, and then accidents, from all kinds of accidents, and for high morbidity and to reduce the high morbidity and mortality, along with psychosocial effects. Okay, along with psychosocial effects like sense of isolation, neurosis and behavioral disorders. From all these things, for maintaining good housing conditions, free from all infections, clear? Nana, clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. Then what do you mean by overcrowding? This is an important thing you have to remember. So what do you mean by overcrowding, and in terms of what we will say whether overcrowding is there or not. Okay. And the overcrowding refers to the situation in which more people are living within a single dwelling than there is space for it. So that the movement is restricted, privacy is scheduled, hygiene is not at all possible, and resting and sleeping things will be very difficult. And overcrowding is an important health problem in human dwellings, and it may promote spread of various respiratory infections. These are the disadvantages with overcrowding. Movement is restricted, privacy is always scheduled, hygiene is always not possible. So resting difficulties will be there, sleeping difficulties will be there. Okay, and it promotes all kinds of respiratory infections. So in terms of persons, so we will say the overcrowding is there or not. That is 1 room for 2 persons, 2 rooms for 3 persons, and 3 rooms for 5 persons, and 4 rooms for 7 persons, and go on. Okay, for every 2 persons, at least 1 room should be there. That is the norm according to WHO housing standard conditions. దీనికంటే ఎక్కువ ఉన్నా డెఫినెట్ గా ఒక్కరు ఎక్కువ ఉన్నా సరే ఇట్ కమ్స్ అండర్ ఓవర్ క్రౌడింగ్. ఓకేనా? మేక్ ఏ నోట్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. 1 room for 2 persons, 2 rooms for 3 persons, and so on and so on. Then regarding floor space, this is a old one, I think. Nowadays they are telling that 90 to 110, this should be the range of a per capita space in a house. 90 to 110 square feet. ఇది ఒక్కటి నేర్చుకోండి చాలు. ఓకేనా? 90 to 110, this should be the range. That should be the per capita space. Based on that, you will say that whether overcrowding is there or not. Regarding sex separation, so whenever it is considered the overcrowding based on sex, that is, if 2 persons over 9 years of age and they are not wife and husband and of opposite sex, and they are obliged, that is forced to sleep in a single room, then it is called as overcrowding. అర్థమైందా నాన్న? 9 years age పైన ఉన్న తర్వాత ఎక్కువ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు, if at all not at all husband and wife, when they are forced to sleep in a single room, then it should be termed as overcrowding in terms of sex separation. Clear? Overcrowding should be dealt in 3 ways: in terms of space, in terms of persons, number of persons per living room, and in terms of per capita space, and in terms of sex separation. These 3 things always you have to remember. Okay na? Number of rooms aithe either persons oka room. Number of spaces aithe per capita space 90 to 110 square feet undali okka person. In terms of sex separation, opposite sex over 9 years of age, not husband and wife, when they are forced to sleep in a single room, then it is overcrowding. Clear nana? Clear? అర్థమైందా overcrowding?
Yes, sir.
విజిత,
Yes, sir.
అర్థమైందా నాన్న? మిగిలిన వాళ్ళు
Yes, sir.
వంశీ, okay, fine, good. This is regarding overcrowding. Then while coming to the indicators of housing, okay, so these indicators to measure the quality of life, and these are physical indicators, economical indicators, and social indicators. Just remember physical, economical, social. So these are the various physical indicators to indicate to lead whether the person is leading better quality of life or not. Okay, the physical indicators are floor space, cubic space, room height, persons per room, rooms per dwelling, and environmental quality. These are the physical indicators. Then coming to the economic indicators, cost of the building, rental levels, taxes, expenditure on housing. These are the economic indicators. Then coming to the social indicators, to prevent the illness, that is frequency of illness. All these things are included in the social indicators, in terms of which now we have to discuss. That is frequency of illness due to inadequate sewage and garbage collection. Okay, inadequate గా sewage garbage collect చేయడం వల్ల ఆ కలిగే ఇల్నెసెస్ ఎన్ని రోజులకు ఒక్కసారి ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళకి వస్తుంది, దాన్ని బట్టి చెప్తారు. And frequency of illness related to contaminated water source like diarrhea, vomiting, all these things. And frequency of insect-borne diseases, and frequency of illness due to overcrowding, and frequency of illness due to accidents, and frequency of illness due to proximity to animals and access to the medical facility. All these things were included in social indicators of housing. Physical indicators, economical indicators, social indicators. In physical indicators, floor space, cubic space, okay, room height, persons per rooms, room dwellings, environmental. While coming to the economical, cost of the building, rentals, taxes, and expenditure on the house. While coming to the social, all the frequency of illnesses due to all these things: contaminated water, insect-borne diseases, due to overcrowding, due to accidents, proximity to animals, medical facility access, all these things. Okay, then indicators related to comfort. These are housing indicators, and these are indicators related to comforts. And these are the things, that is thermal comfort, acoustic comfort, visual comfort, and spatial comfort. These 4 indicators are related to comfort. You should be remembering all these things: thermal, acoustic, visual, and spatial. And then indicators related to the mental health, that is frequency of suicides in the neighborhood, neglected and abandoned youth in the neighborhood, and drug abuse including alcohol in the neighborhood. మన నైబర్హుడ్ లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళని కూడా ఎప్పుడు గమనిస్తూ ఉండాలి. సూసైడ్ ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీస్ కానీ, నెగ్లెక్టెడ్ అండ్ అబాండన్ యూత్ కానీ, డ్రగ్ అబ్యూస్. Then public policy. So what are the various public policies regarding to this? And the approach is indicated in every 5 years plans, and separate ministries is there for all these things. So government housing programs in public sector for all government employees, they should be provided for all quarters. Government quarters will be provided. And social housing schemes also: Indira Gandhi Awas Yojana, double bedroom project by Telangana government. మన ఇండియా, మన ఏపీ గవర్నమెంట్ లో కూడా ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి ఇళ్ళ పట్టాలు అని జరుగుతుంది. ఆల్ దీస్ సోషల్ స్కీమ్స్. and housing board should be established to promote housing activities. These are the public policies. Okay, and these are also National Building Organization, National Building Construction Corporation Limited, Urban Development Corporation, Hindustan Housing Factory, all these things. Okay, and housing site and construction assistance. Just now I discussed provision of free house sites for the poor people. Okay, construction assistance and subsidy and through the loan also. That is Indira Awas Yojana. All these things. And these houses should be having one room, one kitchen, and the house is attached with a latrine or a bathroom and with a smokeless chula. Free housing ante edo oka room ichese free house provide chesamani kaadu. These are the standards. Single room, oka room, separate room undali, one separate kitchen undali, and one separate latrine undali, along with bathroom and with a smokeless chula. That completes the housing standards regarding environmental things. మా అటెండెన్స్ అందరూ పెట్టారా? రిప్లై ఓకే, ఆర్ వి క్లియర్? నాన్న పిల్లలు
Yes, sir.
వెరీ గుడ్ అబ్బా, ఇంతసేపటికి గట్టి ఆన్సర్ వచ్చింది నాయన. ఓకే కదా, ఎగ్జామ్స్ లో వస్తే రాయగలరు కదా హౌసింగ్ గురించి. ఫస్ట్ గోల్స్
Yes,
రాయాలి.
sir.
వెరీ గుడ్. ఫస్ట్ గోల్స్ రాయాలి, ఆ తర్వాత ఇంపార్టెన్స్, ఎందుకు మనము గుడ్ హౌసింగ్ స్టాండర్డ్స్ ని పెట్టు, ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్, దెన్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద థింగ్స్ ఫస్ట్ నుంచి. ఓకేనా, సైట్, సెట్ బ్యాక్, రూఫ్, వాల్స్, ఫ్లోర్ ఏరియా, కిచెన్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, విండోస్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, డోర్స్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, కంఫర్ట్ లెవెల్స్ ఏ విధంగా ఉండాలి, లైటింగ్ ఏ విధంగా ఉండాలి, వెంటిలేషన్ ఏ విధంగా ఉండాలి, కిచెన్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, ప్రివీ శానిటరీ లెట్రిన్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, సరౌండింగ్స్ ఎలా ఉండాలి. ఓకే, దానికి సంబంధించిన ఇండికేటర్స్ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి, ఫిజికల్ ఇండికేటర్స్ ఏమున్నాయి, సోషల్ ఇండికేటర్స్ ఏమున్నాయి, ఎకనామికల్ ఇండికేటర్స్ ఏమున్నాయి, కంఫర్ట్ ఇండికేటర్స్ ఏమున్నాయి. ఓకేనా, హౌసింగ్ అసిస్టెన్స్ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి, గవర్నమెంట్ పబ్లిక్ పాలసీ ఏ విధంగా ఉంది, ఆ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ హౌసింగ్ సైట్ అటెండెన్స్ ఎలా ఉంది. దట్ కంక్లూడ్స్. మోస్ట్లీ షార్ట్ నోట్స్, ఇఫ్ అట్ లక్ ఈస్ ఏ లాంగ్ ఆన్సర్, 10 మార్క్స్ కానీ 4 మార్క్స్. ఇవంతా హెడ్డింగ్స్ మెయిన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అమ్మా. హెడ్డింగ్స్ మీరు మెయిన్ గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే హ్యాపీగా రాసుకుంటూ వచ్చేయచ్చు. That concludes the class. Okay.